welcome to another episode of Rod Goes Vlog. And today is Thursday, the 5th of September, 2024. In today's episode, I want to talk about the latest season of Slow Horses, now in its fourth season, I believe. Also about the offline event that I'm organizing on the 17th of September of 2024, and in the importance of doing work stuff in work-related infrastructure or related matters. Let's get started. The first point, Slow Horses. For those who do not know, this is a TV show based on a set of books with a very famous song by Mick Jagger. I don't know if very famous, but at least a good song. And the plot, in a nutshell, is about a set of secret agents who have failed at their missions, and they get all lumped together at a unit for more or less failures, where they are bad, but maybe not bad enough to fire them, to dismiss them, and as a result, they just hang out somehow. But turns out that although they haven't necessarily failed in one of their missions, they're not bad per se. And through like chutzpah and so comical situations and so on, they actually end up overperforming or outdoing their more qualified colleagues. It's a very funny TV show, very well produced, very well acted. And now the fourth season, the latest one just started. I watched today's first episode. It looks very promising. If you have not watched it before, you should give it a try. The second point, which is that I'm doing a live event. I've been mentioning repeatedly how I want to create a community. And I realized that in today's world, community needs to happen face-to-face in person. Maybe during the pandemic, it was possible to just create some groups, create maybe like some online webinars, maybe like some Zoom calls or something. And this way it was possible to have this online community. It was possible to build something meaningful, some connections. But after the pandemic, I have the impression that this has largely disappeared. And not only that, but also people in general crave for face-to-face, in-person connections, networking, and so on. So with that in mind, I am doing now an offline event about AI agents. So small, so let's say like a sidebar here. What is an AI agent? This is the idea that you can take an AI, a large language model, maybe like multiple of them, and you can coordinate them in order for them to achieve things. Let's say you want, for example, to get a list of contacts from the internet. Instead of you doing each manual step, you give the order as a prompt, give me a list of contacts, and automatically these LLMs coordinate themselves, and as a result you get a spreadsheet with the contacts that you're looking for. I see this as the future, as the promise, and this is where I'm also trying to specialize myself. As part of this, I'm trying to create a community around agents, and we're having the first event on the 17th of September. It will just be a social, so I just want to go to a beer house, a pub, and then meet people there. And well, the benefit of that is that if nobody shows up, then I'm just there and then I just go home and that's it, right? So it's nothing happens. But I hope that this can become something self-sustainable, and that I want to do this every month. And not only that, but also ideally maybe next month, maybe in October, to try to do it more on a classic format of having speakers, presenting things. Maybe I can present myself. Because the other thing is also, next year I want to teach a course on agents. I want to show students how to do agents. So maybe this might be like a first opportunity. Maybe this can be like an opportunity to have like a captive audience. For every time I have a session, so maybe it can be like a format of, say, like 3 sessions, 3 speakers, each of them presents for like 20, 25 minutes. And One of the speakers is me every time, so showing progress, showing results, showing the latest developments and so on. Kind of like a way to motivate me also to do things. So I'm doing this event. It's happening at the Lock House in Paddington for everyone who wants to come and show up. And I hope it turns out well. Let us see. I have the I had the luck of being able to take over a few, not a few, but a couple groups that were abandoned on the ice space, and I have, like, let's say, like, adopted them, and I'm trying to make use of these groups, this existing list of contacts, in order to activate for these events. And the third one is about mixing work projects and personal projects and so on, where I see how sometimes, like, the boundaries between what is personal and how is work related are a bit blurry, or simply just out of comfort or laziness, one ends up using personal accounts, private accounts, for work related matters. And especially if your organization is still small, if it is growing, etc., well, this doesn't really mean nothing. Of course, if you're working at a bank or at a large organization, this can be an issue. But for a startup, a family business, a small business, this might seem at first glance completely innocuous, completely irrelevant, not something to think about. However, this is a very bad practice. Always, whatever you do that is for work should be in the work related account. Everything should be documented there. I should never share it, or not share it, but you should never do it on your personal account. For example, let's say, like, the Google Doc. A Google Doc should be stored in the company account, in the Google account of your employer, and not on your personal account. Why? Because of topic of IP, of topics of ownership, of topic of just compliance, traceability, etc., etc. So many things. So if you were thinking, hey, why not I just use my personal account? Don't do it. And this is not the first time that happens to me. Like, I already had now with a couple of close collaborators who are younger than I, the situation where I have to explain them, don't use your personal account for this. We have a work account for a reason. Why are you using your personal account? So this is for today. Have you seen work horses, slow horses? Do you like them or not? Also, what do you think about agents? Do you find them exciting? Are you available on the 17th? And are you always working on work related matters with the work accounts? Or are you just mixing here and there depending on the situation, and how do you feel like? Let me know in the comments, and see you tomorrow for another episode of Rod Goes Vlog.